Hey, I'm Thomas Johnson.
And I'm Jeff Key.
And we're the Godless Left. And you know, shit's been hitting the fan, literally, since Roe v Wade's been overturned. You have people fighting out in the streets for their rights, people literally fighting in general. And, you know, I had to rock my Dead Candy's, police truck shirt because shit is going, it's all out brawl out there now.
Yep.
And between these right-wing militia nutcases trying to attack pride festivals, women trying to fight for their rights to be even women,
Yep.
and having proper health care.
Yep.
I mean, and they're butting heads with these religious right nutcases. The same people that are bombing the clinics, murdering them in the process, murdering the doctors in the process. If you think I'm full of shit, do your research, because it's been like that since soon after Roe v. Wade was even put into establish.
Yep. All the way back in the 70s.
Yes,
and now that they've successfully knocked down one set of rights, they're looking at going after other rights.
Yes. Rights like gay marriage.
Contraception.
Or even the right to even actually have a relationship with, the same sex.
Yeah.
I mean, and, be honest, same-sex relations and marriage dates back centuries.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Ancient Romans took part in it.
Yep.
Even before that. Okay? The whole the concept of marriage between a man and a woman didn't take place till more of recent years.
Yeah, it's part of the nuclear family back in the 50s. Everybody was supposed to be married with the spouse of the opposite sex and have 2 1/2 sawed-off kid.
So
that's the lifestyle that they saw in the 50s. The 2.5 kids, the wife and the husband, and the house in the suburbs may or may not include picket fence.
Consume. That's how it was back then. They want you to be dumb, ignorant, replicate, multiply, consume. That's how it was all the way up until people were like, you know what? I'd rather go for brand X, okay?
More than that, what they want you to do is they want you to be the same as your neighbor. They want your neighbor to be the same as you. What a lot of people want is a homogenous society where there's no outliers. And this has been ingrained to such an extent that some of these motherfuckers think it's immoral to be gay or lesbian or whatever the fuck. Because, well, you don't fuck like they do, you don't look like they do, you're not like them, therefore there's something wrong with you.
But Lord forbid the pastor, priest, or rabbi dilds you those certain ways. Can't say nothing about that. Because it was God's will, But
it was God's will that Uncle Charlie fucked you in the bathroom.
Mm.
Or Father Charlie, might be said.
Helter Skelter. Anyway, the deal is, people, the Supreme Court Justice Thomas already thrown out the freaking, a Hail Mary saying that, we're done with this, now I sit on this, and this. Thing about it is this, okay? People, it's not hurting anyone, okay? The contraceptives, the abortion rights, they're there for a reason for these women.
More than that, let's look at this.
Okay.
If we get away with contraceptives, we do away with abortions, we might have a decent amount of people born into this world, more than we already do. Now, we can't take care of the people that we have currently. or at least our society refuses to anyway. The number of people that die homeless, without health care.
And a lot of them are still juvenile to begin with.
Commit suicide. We can't take care of the people we have currently. We're going to increase that number?
And don't forget the fact that the health care that's provided from these Planned Parenthood programs and all that are not just to... Because a lot of these people think that all they do is just straight out abortions. They do more than that. They provide counseling, therapy. They provide other healthcare programs and
they
checkups.
Screen for breast cancer.
They do everything. But yet these people try to attack their clinics. They literally try to burn them down and assassinate the very doctors that are trying to save these women's lives day to day. Do you understand that there's a multitude of different kinds of effects to a woman's body that can happen leading up to, before, during, or after a pregnancy that could kill them? And if they don't get the proper checkups, medications, and health care from these clinics, that includes abortions, they could end up being killed or dead. And some of these places that say that they allow abortions if it means their lives depend on it, well, they had to wait for up to the very last moment to where they're close to being septic, to the point they're almost toxic, to where they then decide to go ahead and have an abortion. And at that point, it'll be too late. Then both the woman and the child themselves will be at risk of dying. So what's the point? Okay, these women need these programs for their own health and benefit. Now, here's the deal. You have all this going on. Okay. Everyone is upset for good reasons. Yet, this is an attack also on the privacy of the individual.
That's what all of this is about. The fact is that the constitutional right that was upholding Roe v. Wade was the constitutional right to privacy. And now that they've gone after that right to privacy in Roe v. Wade, they can also do it in the cases we just mentioned. Contraceptives, same-sex marriage, hell, sodomy. Sodomy includes anal and oral. So what guy out there doesn't enjoy a good blowjob?
I enjoy a good fucking blowjob, but if they can last as long as they can.
Right. Now, who the fuck wants that to be illegal?
Heck, if it's illegal, I'm breaking the law.
Going into your bedroom telling you what you can and can't do in your fucking bedroom.
I'd like to see him try. They'll be in for a fucking heart attack. It's like, so, no crucifix dildo, right? No? Okay, flogger? Give it that old time feel, just, no. You sure? Just get a few licks?
These motherfuckers are so fucking pathetic that they want sex for no other reason than to just have offspring. Of course your woman isn't having an orgasm. You don't know how to please her.
They're like, boom, kitchen, boom, kitchen, boom, kitchen. It's not like that. It's not how it works. Okay, this is not 1950s Ozzy and Harriet, okay? There's a thing called the clitoris and stuff. You gotta work it, man. You gotta make it into like a fucking meal, like it's your last goddamn supper. Just gotta dig in deep and go on for the ride. Okay? Because if she's not happy, you're not happy. If she's not, that's how it is, period. She gets hers before you get yours. Okay? That's how it should be. And these...
If you're good, if you know what you're doing.
I'm not complaining and stuff, and I ain't got complaints yet, but I'm not tooting my own horn. Besides, moving on. The thing about it is, okay, with all this said and done stuff, you also have that wild card factor. You have the Proud Boys. You have the fucking the
Patriot Front.
Patriot Front.
The Oath Keepers.
The Oath Keepers. Who else is out there? You know, Snap, Crackle, and Pop have a group too. I mean, what about Toucan Sam? Okay, I mean,
there's 76ers, I believe. That's a group out there.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
See,
there's a fucking ton of them.
Okay, they're calling themselves patriots. So what they are is glorified bigots playing G.I. Joe in stuff in their own fucking way. They think, okay, groups like this have been around since the Civil War,
Yep.
which I'm referring to the Ku Klux Klan.
Yep.
Okay, and then after that kind of phased out, then when World War II was over, then we have our own American Nazi Party that kind of splintered off in their own little hateful groups.
Yeah,
and then they grew up and formed their own little splinter cell militias and all that shit. And look what we have now. We have these fucking bags of dickless bastards running around playing dress up, playing G.I. Joe. You know, they watch too much Saturday morning cartoons filled with a bunch of fucking bullshit in their heads.
You know what? Nothing's better for Saturday morning cartoons than a bowl of cereal. Right?
Toucan, son of Sam, Toucan.
Part of the initiation process for the Proud Boys is you have to name 5 types of cereal, 5 brands of cereal, while the rest of the group beats the shit out of you. That's an initiation rite within that group.
What the fuck, people? Oh, you're hardcore. Let me tell you how hardcore these motherfuckers are. In Philadelphia, the Patriot Front, with their armored U-Hauls of glory, goes into the ghetto of Philadelphia to try to take on people in the hood, in the ghetto, with their little plastic shields and their little white ski masks. Look like angry Walmart employees storming the streets. And guess what happened? The whole neighborhood jumped their asses. They're running like a bunch of bitches jumping into their U-Hauls while they're still driving down the road running from the angry mob. Because they weren't going to have their fucking bigoted bullshit in their neighborhood. And the thing about it is, more power to them. I wish more people would do this shit to these motherfuckers. You know why? They deserve a good boot in their ass.
Yep.
Because hatred and bigotry is something that should have been killed off and dead a long time ago. But, I hate keep bringing up the Cheeto Bandito, but he keeps stirring up the hornet's nest. He is one that kind of riled them up back in 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
When they were brandishing their tiki torches alongside David Duke, who everyone who knows who David Duke is, who's for the longest time the leader of the Ku Klux Klan.
The first time I looked at this motherfucker, I could tell there was something wrong with him. I didn't have to hear him say a fucking word. All I had to do was look at the fucker. Because you want to talk about a white guy who's obsessed with being white. That dude was intentionally trying to look whiter than a fucking albino.
Some of his older pictures, he looked like the guy that you expect to be a child molester in a fucking Boy Scout group, okay? That's who David Duke is. You know what I mean? But this motherfucker backed Trump going into presidency.
But who David Duke is, to be specific. Not just to talk about what this fucker looks like, but to actually talk about who this motherfucker is. This guy wanted to reinvent the Klan.
And by doing so, also reinvented the look of what not what the neo-Nazis look like and the Klan looks like. So that's why you see what you have now with these militia groups. Because they're made to look more pleasant to the eyes.
Yeah,
you don't see those insignias on them. You don't see no markers that you recognize in hate groups. And,
hey, Dick Spencer knows how to wear a nice suit, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He looks even better in that suit when he's getting punched in the face.
Put him on. But the thing about it is, David Duke is responsible for the change of look of what the bigots and the militia groups and racist groups present themselves nowadays. And look at some of the politicians in office right now. They might not be outwardly saying that's how they are, but from seeing how they affiliate themselves and their decisions that they make, it's kind of evident where they're going with things.
Here's one right that I do not expect Clarence Thomas himself to fuck with, but I will not be surprised at all if the Supreme Court and these Republican fuckface politicians right now fuck with deeply. That is the right to interracial marriage.
Right. And the thing about it is, love is love no matter what. Okay, me personally, I don't care what color a person is. Black, red, Asian. I mean, just if it's there, it's there. You know, and you don't need someone telling you who the fuck to love. Period. That's between you and that person.
Yep.
You know, if you want to have a lovely family together, if you want to live happily ever after, right off in the sunset, do whatever you want to do, whether it be romantic, kinky, or debaucherous, that's between you and that individual. That is your right as an American, as a human being, and that's your right to privacy as well. And again, I always joke around about this. I always say the reason why these motherfuckers attack these people's rights so goddamn much is because they're so fucking prude that they're jealous that everyone else is having a better time. They're having a better sex life than me. What's a Texas chili bowl? What's a Texas chili bowl?
I'm not sure, but I can tell you what a Cleveland steamer is.
I know what a fish hook is.
But this is what I was talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
These people have this idea that if you don't fit into this image, if you're not white, Christian, straight, preferably male, but we'll take a woman as long as she knows her fucking place is in the kitchen. If you're not fitting those categories, we don't like you. And we might take your rights from you. We might even try to kill you if you don't fit those precise lines.
And honestly, all I gotta say is, fuck them. Fuck them up their ass and every which hole there is. So,
talking about being fucked up the ass. Check out that Gavin McInnes video, huh, folks? He decided for a laugh to have some fun. He'd put a black dildo straight up his rectum.
This is a proud boy.
He's very proud.
Proud boy. A proud boy.
He's the founder of the Proud Boys. That's how proud he is.
He's so proud. He's looking for a black cock to ride. Ride him, cowboy. Ride him. But now he looks back. Oh, I was only joking. You don't joke shoving a giant, fucking, black and huge dildo up your ass.
He said he did it to own the libs. Well,
you owned your ass is what you did. You didn't own no libs. You owned your ass. You raw dogged your ass is what you did. You raw dogged your ass. Plain and dry, riding cowboy. So,
if you do enough videos owning the libs, you could set up your own OnlyFans account. Something to aim for, Gavin.
Hey, Gavin, the booty warriors out of prison. So just let it be known,
Now,
I like you, I'll host you.
now, what this guy has said is he has openly called for violence in general terms because he thinks he can get away with it as long as it's general and it's not specific. He's also called Obama a monkey. I have my problems with Obama, but that is fucking racist bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's called Asian women rice balls.
This guy is fucking retarded. I'm sorry. But think about it is, again, Philadelphia, they stood their ground against the Patriot Front.
Yep.
And I say any town out there that has to contend with these imbeciles, stand your ground. Show your strength as a community. Show that you will not tolerate this ignorance in your town, because those dipshits coincide hand in hand with what the Republican dipshits that are attacking our rights are doing. They're like working hand in hand.
And here's the thing that people will often bring up, especially right-wing conservatives love to bring this up. They love to say that Republicans were the party of Lincoln. They love to act like the Democrats were the party of the KKK. You know what? They're right. But if you know your fucking history, you know that shit changed during FDR. Because of Martin Luther King, FDR, and the Civil Rights Act, a lot of those Dixiecrats, that's what they were fucking called, left the Democratic Party. And the Republicans, well, they wanted to pick up voters. So what did they do? They pandered to racists.
And now those racists brought up in the Republican Party raised their family as Republicans, as hateful Republicans. And now you have what we have today. The more you know. But the thing... But... the thing is this, though, people. Everyone's trying to make it about, it's God's country. Listen, our country was never founded by Christianity. It was founded by no religion whatsoever. It was left open to the guise of whoever wants to worship whatever.
Yep.
It says so in the Constitution. Okay? We did not put God in anything until the 50s because we were fighting the communists.
Yeah, those godless Russians.
And so they're trying to install Christianity into everything.
Yeah, it was a propaganda ploy is what it was.
Yeah. It was all propaganda. Okay? Before the 1950s, when you do the Pledge of Allegiance, you know...
Under God wasn't there.
Yeah.
Under God wasn't on the fucking money, I don't believe either.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Any currency before the 50s had no inkling of the words "In God We Trust" on it at all.
Nope.
Why? Because our country was not founded on Christianity at all, period, not once. Now, let me break this down to you for you fucking dipshits that thumped their Bibles and that stirred up all this shit. Just because you believe in your faith, in your religion, that's cool and fine. That's your deal. That's whatever. Keep it to yourself. Keep it out of politics. Because it has no business in schools, has no business in politics whatsoever. Because you know why? Here's why. Because when you inject people's personal religious beliefs into a school system or a school function or foundation of education, it corrupts it. It censors it. It basically deteriorates the system of education that is set forth to teach our young the truth.
Because here's the thing, right? Education, and especially science, is about admitting that we don't know the truth. We don't have all the answers. So let's find out. Let's do research. Let's ask questions.
Logic and reason.
Exactly. Religious people, they're brought up to believe that they already have the answers. They're brought up to believe that questioning things is wrong, because it can lead to conclusions that can lead to damnation.
And the thing about it is, when they teach you the stories of Adam and Eve, God said, don't eat the tree of knowledge because He wants you to be ignorant.
Yep.
He wants... People don't see it like that are brought up in the church. But if you think about it, it's teaching them to be ignorant to the truth of what's around you. You eat the fruit of knowledge, you're getting as smart as those above you.
Yeah. So
you know the ins and outs of everything. So now you're just as powerful as them, so they don't like that. So what they do, they banish you.
Yeah.
They demonize you. They want you to be submissive and ignorant. And that's basically what happens when you interject religion into education, because it defeats the purpose of what the kids should be doing.
Defeats the purpose of education.
And especially when it comes down to critical race theory, which, again, everyone's like, it's teaching them how to hate. No. It's teaching them all the shit that happened in the past and how they can learn from past fuck-ups from people years ago and problem solve, communicate between people, learn from mistakes so they can grow to be better people. That's what critical race theory is. You're discussing things, okay, from different points of views, different perspectives, about things that happened in history and different point of views from different cultures and different racial cultures.
And here's another little thing about Gavin McInnes and the fucking Proud Boys, right? You know what their little motto is?
What's that?
I will not apologize for the Western world. I will not apologize for creating the modern society.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that last one I may have tweaked it a little bit. But the point is, where did Western society come from? At least American society. American society came off the backs and blood of Native Americans, black people, and even Chinamen.
And the Irish. Because, you see, when we're building the Transcontinental Railroad, we're using Chinamen and Irishmen. Because Irishmen were treated just as bad as slave people were.
So you want to look at who actually created America, who actually created the Western world, if you want to call it that.
Indigenous and immigrants.
Yeah. It sure as fuck wasn't those European motherfuckers.
No. And you gotta think about it too. Mexicans.
Yeah.
They've been a part of this country from day one.
Yeah.
As much as people want to fight and fuss and bitch and moan about it, they've been coming in and out of this country freely, even before the whole border wall.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the thing about it is, okay, we're North America, South America, and Central America. We're all a part of the same
continent.
Same chain there, okay?
Yeah.
And why are we putting borders up? Oh, keep them out because of terrorists and drugs, dude. Whether we have the border wall up or not, they'll find a way in and out one way or the other. Whether they're good people, bad or indifferent. The thing about it is, a lot of these people They're coming in from the southern border.
Yeah.
A lot of them are trying to find asylum. They're all trying to find a decent start in a new life.
And if you look at the statistics and you look at the percentages, what you will find is that those who are both legal immigrants and illegal immigrants commit less crime than those who were naturally born here.
That's right. It's true. And the thing about it is, I grew up going to flea markets and going to areas where we call Little Mexico here in Tulsa and stuff, where a lot of immigrants are here, both legal and illegal. They're hardworking, honest, good people. Their culture is beautiful. And I'm a fat bastard, don't get me wrong, I love the food. Okay, and I cannot knock that one bit. But these people are all about family, community, and trying to help out one another. I mean, even in the areas I lived at before, and so if you need help, they'll fucking help you. And so, whether they know you or not, that's just how they are. That's how they're brought up. Okay? And for them to be demonized like they have been, they're terrorists, they're bringing over drugs and guns and all that stuff. No, they're trying to get away from that shit.
Yep.
This country was founded on land of opportunity. Okay? Even though the Indians didn't get much of an opportunity, but, that's another story.
Yeah.
But people leaving bad times in other countries always found some way to start fresh, start new here in this country. Okay? And honestly, don't you think that's what should be more patriotic and stuff?
Yeah.
The fact that we should take care of each other.
The only people that are even close to being natives of this country are the ones we call Native Americans. And they're not white European motherfuckers. Right? So, this country was founded on people who either came here willingly or, unfortunately, those who were brought here unwillingly.
I would say established.
Yes.
Because to be founded, it should be discovered. That is left to the Native Americans.
Fair enough.
They founded, this is our land. That's them. That's theirs.
Yeah.
But as for everything else, the European settlers, and the slaves that they brought with them. Yes, I said slaves I brought with them. So all you critical race theorists that hate anti-critical race theorists, you can go choke a dick, okay? You have a heart attack if you want. I'm speaking truth. They came over here and established what's later became what we have today.
Hell, that lovely statue that we got from the French, right?
There's
that
Lucifer.
One that you see in New York City with that green robe and that torch held brightly, right? What does it say? Give us your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. This country's greatest strength is its diversity.
That's Lucifer.
Yeah?
The sculpture that created that statue, he was an occultist himself. And he thought by presenting them with the statue of the Lightbringer.
Yeah.
Lucifer the Lightbringer. Notice at the feet of the statue, the chains broken at the feet.
Yeah.
Broken from restraints from God. Holding the light to shine the way for those seeking enlightenment and guidance. Lucifer the Lightbringer. Okay? When it was first made, it was made of pure copper, so it was all golden and shiny, but over years and years of being exposed to the elements, it got that green patina on it. The points on its crown represents the Lucifer star. So, ooh, we're a God-fearing country, aren't we? Our biggest nation's monument is actually Lucifer watching over us. Choke on that, fuckers! Do your research!
And, speaking about doing research, and whether this is a Christian nation or not, most of the founding fathers were what you call deists. Basically, they believe God created a universe, then left it the fuck alone afterwards.
Some of them are also self-proclaimed atheists, and some of them dabbled in some darker shit.
Thomas Jefferson took the New Testament. He took a scalpel to the New Testament. He cut out all the supernatural bits of the New Testament and only left the words Jesus spoke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to bet he probably wasn't a very supernatural person.
No, he was more of a practical man. But also you have people like Benjamin Franklin, too, who is also one of the founding members of the Hellfire Club, who really didn't pay that much mind to religious babble. And a few other members of the congregation, if you will, I'm not saying the Hellfire Club, but the people that founded, or I should say established, what we have as our founding constitutional bare grounds for our country. They didn't believe in, you have some that believed in God to an extent, but then you have some that don't really gave a shit one way or the other.
Yeah.
Thus, they said, you know what? To avoid going through the shit that we went through back in England, and let's just let everyone have the freedom to just believe what they want to believe.
Yep.
The government will not support one said religion, which means separation of church and state. We are not going to support
or
no
pass
religion.
Laws restricting the free exercise thereof.
So that means
that's the First Amendment.
That means separation. You keep your religious shit over yonder. Keep it out of the government shit.
Yep.
Government entails government offices, functions, and everything. That includes schools. But alas, our generation is getting stupider and we're more redundant generation by generation, because the more they take out, the less they know. And the less they know, the more happy they are.
Yeah, but the beautiful thing is, we have the internet. We have the web. We don't need to rely on what these fuckers teach you in schools, Sunday schools, universities, wherever, whatever they teach you. We don't have to rely on that. We have our own research. We have our own tools to do our own research and to learn shit that they're not going to fucking tell us.
And I think, and kind of homing it back to originally what we started talking about. Because I think we were kind of going off the rabbit, down multiple rabbit.
Oh, yeah. It's easy.
I digress. But there's a lot going on. Everything that we talked about does tie in together.
Yeah.
Everything has its purpose. You retrace it back from the dumb fucks that think they're G.I. Joe, attacking everyone for bullshit reasons other than the fact that their dicks are small, all the way up to the politicians They're attacking our civil rights. Our freaking rights that we should not have to worry about to begin with. Women, I hear you out there loud and clear, especially when you go down the streets, when you see you protesting for your rights. Heck, my fat ass hung out a window one day screaming at them fucking Bible thumpers and stuff like that, which kind of shocked the women too, because here's a fat bastard hanging out with his ass out there. I wasn't mooning. I'm just saying.
Figure of speech, folks.
Yeah.
Metaphor.
I'm thankfully he didn't hit a speed bump or I just fucking hit splat all over the concrete. But I was raising hell for you girls, because the right to your health care, your privacy, your body should have been protected and should stay protected. And it should have been put in precedent a lot more better than what they did. Now that's taken off the table.
Now, I know that there's going to be people, and there have already been people, that are saying, vote Democrat to try to reverse this shit. What I think, personally, Democrats need to do something about this shit if they want our vote. You want our vote in November? Do something about this. Make an attempt to fucking fix this shit.
Not
or
then.
There's no goddamn reason we should vote for you.
I agree with him. But I say, if you want anyone to vote for your asses, show us something now.
Exactly.
Get a fire under your ass to show us that you're going to do something to protect these rights. Get something overdone. And if you're going to do something about the filibuster, show us. Do something.
Because I have seen enough politicians on both sides acting like fucking Lucy with the goddamn football. Oh, look, we'll give you your rights. We'll give you that thing. We'll give you $2,000 as a stimulus check, right? No, that didn't happen. They gave you $1,600, then they gave you $400. And the only reason they did that was because you raised enough hell for them to do something.
Now, I want all you women out there, I want all the people in the LGBTQ community out there to listen to us right now. Listen to us really good. Because right now, there's going to be people out there fighting tooth and nail against us, against all you, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Right now, we all got to pull together, and we all got to be loud as fuck. I mean, raise the fires of hell and bring forth a fury onto them that will blow them the fuck away. If they're going to come at us fighting, we got to stand strong and fight back.
Yeah.
We cannot allow any more of these fucking dipshits to walk all over us. Because they think, since they're in that position, they can just walk all over us and be done with it. So, raise your voice. Get proactive. Get angry. Get your voices heard. Get people involved. Get your voices involved, whether it be online, in person. Just get to the point where this rage builds up a fire inside of all of us so goddamn bright that the fires of hell will be fucking proud of you. Lilith be strong, and god damn it, it will fucking put the fear of whatever god that they worship into them to get up off their asses and fucking do something. Because right now, it's about action. Okay, it's no one's. All these politicians, all these conservative politicians are drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. They don't give two shits a fuck about us. They care about their own agenda. They care about living the lavish life, living high up on the hog, on our own fucking, tax dollars, off of our own backs, off our own fucking decree. And so right now, we have to fucking make it clear that we're not going to allow this shit to happen no more.
What did Nancy Pelosi, Democrat Speaker of the House, do after Roe V Wade was overturned? She read a fucking poem. Bitch, you're a fucking politician. You're one of the most powerful politicians in this fucking country. Pass a bill. Pass an amendment. Write an amendment. Write a bill. Use your fucking power. Or don't expect us to support you.
And our vice president, a female, supposed to be female of power, of color, of embodiment and stuff. She's supposed to be like a fucking fresh change of events, fresh of everything. And when Roe vs. Wade overturned, every time that was brought up, she sidesteps it. She always dances around the subject, doesn't want to even fucking confront it. All she has to say, well, get your ass fucking going and getting shit done. Women's lives are at stake. You're a fucking woman yourself. And you're supposed to be representing the country. You're supposed to be representing the women and stuff who are wronged by this. Get off your ass and do something. How about have your man bitch get up and help you too? Okay? Democrats want people to vote for them in November by using this issue and the other issues that are at stake.
And you know what? The best way to do that, not that I really expect you fuckers to do it, but the best way for Democrats to do that, to use these issues to win their next election, instead of getting slaughtered, which is probably what's going to happen, make an attempt to pass a bill. Make an attempt to write an amendment. Do something now. Don't say, in November we'll do something. Because then you're just going to lose fucking seats and you won't be able to do shit.
Make an attempt to do something, period. Okay? Like, anytime these Republicans want to fucking beat their chest and huff and puff, well, I filibustered. I was like, hey, turtleneck, shut the fuck up, sit down. Okay, hey.
That's another thing you can do. Overturn the fucking filibuster. Unless you're going to bring it back old school. I kind of liked it old school. Getting Boehner up there to read fucking Green Eggs and Ham for 5-10 fucking hours. Do that. If you want to use the filibuster, suffer for it. Don't just say, I vote in favor of the filibuster, because they're going to keep doing that shit with everything.
And nothing's going to get passed. Nothing's going to get done.
Except the overturn of Roe v. Wade. That got done.
Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is, just imagine, if you will, all these codgy old fucking Republicans are over filibuster. Okay? Plead your case. Oh, what? No. Yeah! Come on, Mr. Tortoise. You know, you want to fucking bitch and moan and contest this issue. What's your cause? Now that they have to sit there and plead their case like they're on trial.
Let's see a little blood, sweat, or tears, or a combination thereof, to match that filibuster vote.
Because they're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get their point across. If it's not convincing enough, they're not going to get their votes.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, all right. Well, we went over it, and, no, sorry. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. Moving on. Next issue. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're coming up to our time here.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we close on this 4th of July weekend, we want you all to know that we are here in support for you, the disenfranchised.
100%.
The voiceless. We are your voice. We are going to speak loud and clear. And you know goddamn well I can speak loud and clear. And trust me, they're not going to like what they have to hear from me.
I would say, if you can find their addresses, go outside their homes and protest outside their homes.
I already posted up their
Yeah,
addresses.
I know.
So
I've shared it a couple of times myself.
So, ladies, we are here for you whenever you need us. LGBTQ community, we are here for you whenever you need us. Anyone, any of the disenfranchised, even Black Lives Matter, or anyone that feels unjust, we are here for you. I'm Thomas Johnson.
I'm Jeff Key.
We're the Godless Left. Have a safe 4th of July weekend.